All right, guys. So this is the first app that we see in chapter one, right? So chapter 1.2, create app directory and file. So I have the server or the code on the left and user interface, how the app looks on the right. So if you look at the app, hello world, that's all we see. And what code produces this app, right? So if you look at the code here, it starts with shiny. So library function loads the package, right? So you always need to have this library shiny to load the package. And then there's a UI section, and then there's a server section. And then lastly, at the end, a shiny app UI, comma server. So the shiny app function here, um, puts together and constructs the app, right? And then UI, again, the fluid page function here that determines the look of the app. And we don't have any uh, functions to collect information and displays the output. It just has some text, hello world, right? And the server function here, input output session, but then it's empty inside. So in other words, it doesn't do anything. It's not interactive. So your goal should be so this is my approach. um, when you look at the UI, right? So UI, this is the app, how it looks, right? When you look at that and when you see what it does, I mean, this one doesn't do anything. You should be able to write the code to create the same app, which is this one. So eventually, when you completed this course, by just looking at the app, you should have a good idea what code would create an app like this, right? Okay, so let's do this. So again, we are going to create two folders in chapter one, all right? So go to File tab, New File, and select Shiny Web App. Okay. So application name should be Code Along One, and click Browse button, and then make sure that you select Chapter One. Click Open, and then Create. And now you should see Code Along One. And let's do the same for let's do this one more time. So go to File, New File, and Shiny Web App, and then this time apply one, and then browse, and then select chapter one, open, create, and then refresh. And now inside chapter one folder, you have code along one and apply one. One because it's chapter one, and each chapter you have two assignments, code along. The code along folder will hold code along assignments, and this is where we create apps that we're learning from the textbook, right? And apply folder will hold end of chapter assignment, all right? So let's click code along one, and there's app. Okay, so we have the app that's open here. So our studio was kind enough to have some example code here. However, let's delete all this, right? So it's empty. So one quick way to create boilerplate code for web app is let's type shiny app. Did I misspell it? Shiny app, right? So now when you type shiny app and hit enter, it gives you this boilerplate code here. So again, there's a library shiny to load shiny package, and then there's a UI and server function, and then shiny app um, to construct a web app, right? So in the example, right, it's empty. It only has hello world, right? So here let's type, well, before that, let's run app. Um, okay, save selected, right? So it saves the file. All right, so you can see that there is a stop. So while it's running Shiny app, um, RStudio lets you know RStudio is not available for another task. So uh, so you have here in the viewer pane, you see your app here. It's empty because it has nothing, right? So if you want to close it, click on stop here or either here, right? Stop, right? And then click on Files tab to see your file name here. By the way, because this is Chapter 1.2, let's rename this just to organize. So app 1.2, and then hit enter to save, right? And then here, let's to produce the same thing, right? To produce the same thing here, hello world. So let's type hello world, right? And then run app again, right? So it shows up here again. It's not interactive, right? Okay, so that wasn't too hard, right? All right. So I'll see you in the next video for the next web app example.